This is Liverpool Street station, the busiest train station in the country. It's used by about 70 million passengers a year, or 100 million if you add in the tube. Network Rail wants to improve capacity and the facilities at the station, but its first proposal, which included putting a skyscraper on top of the hotel at the front of the station, proved very controversial, with more than 2,000 people writing to complain. It's now gone back to the drawing board and has come up with a revised plan. The new idea is to put an office block of up to 13 stories on top of the station, but not on top of the hotel at the front of the station. This office block would be slightly further back and also tapered so as not to affect views of St Paul's Cathedral. The Victorian heritage of the station would be protected, and the office block is needed to help fund the changes to the station. Otherwise, Network Rail would not have the money to carry out these changes.
So I think what's really important to note is that we've taken stock and actually reset our vision for Liverpool Street Station. So we've spent a lot of time actually redoing a lot of the data and working out exactly how much and how well used the station is. So what's clear is it gets over 100 million passengers a year. That's due to grow to over 150 million over the next 40 years. So the need to deliver a new station is so important. And what does a new station, of course, look like? It means a new concourse, which it means new ticket areas, new ticket barriers, and importantly, more capacity for all of its commuters and its users. It means a new retail and new F&B experience, new step-free access across the whole of the estate, and importantly, really opening up the customer facilities and indeed the key routes both through the station to the east and to the west, and also north and south. Of course, importantly, this is obviously delivered by a new office building that sits above the new station, that sits back off the Great Eastern Hotel, and that of course funds these improvements so desperately needed.
The architects want to open up the station to its surrounding area, whether it's across at Spitalfields or here at the northern end of the station. This is Exchange Square, but it's almost like a hidden secret. Not many people know this exists, and the new plan will make this much easier to get between the station platforms and areas like Exchange Square and into Broadgate.
The things that people will see probably as a passenger, first and foremost, is the concourse will be bigger. It will be the right for changing facilities, much better toilets, not in the basement too. We'll make the station fully accessible, and that's not just the Network Rail side, also the TfL side, including the central line and the wrong part of the kind of circle line that in the moment you cannot get to if you're in any form disabled. The other part, I think, if you're not a passenger, but if you're just a normal person working in the City of London, a normal person going to Shoreditch or Brick Lane, we would like the station to not have one front and three backs anymore. We would like the station to actually have four fronts. And so we're working quite hard with the neighbours to try to make the station open to Exchange Square and open to Broadgate Circus, so it becomes a station that you'd maybe also take a shortcut to. We would like the retail to be bigger and better without blocking sidelines of the Victorian train shed. So we're taking some of the retail that in the moment blocks your views away, but building better retail. And we would like people in the future not just to think of it as a shortcut, but also as a place where the retail is as good as St Pancras or some of the best stations elsewhere in London where you find retailers you don't find everywhere else. So I think in that sense it has two different sides. It has a passenger side, and what's your real improvement as a passenger, but also as a normal Londoner, I think it is more than a station afterwards. What the City of London, what others have said to us, it's surprising that for the busiest train station in the UK, you have to keep continuing to explain to people where it is, because it doesn't actually have a facade, it doesn't have a front door. When you look at it from Bishopsgate, it's kind of, you get up to Tesco and then you turn left. Also, when you come here from Old Broad to Liverpool Street, it takes quite a while until you see it because it's been set back for quite a while. And so that's been one of our big questions. How do you build a new public identity where you can say that, yeah, of course, that is the station. It doesn't need a sign, ideally, if possible.
Network Rail aims to submit a planning application to the City of London Corporation by the end of this year, by December 2024. But it could be more than 2 years until work actually starts on site. It would then be 5 years of construction. During that time, trains will continue to run, but essentially looking at the wider project, it could be around a decade or possibly more before all these changes come into reality at Liverpool Street Station.